Today I'll be sharing with you what it's like to live with 3 cats. If you haven't seen any of our videos before, we have 3 cats, Otso, Nasu and Viljami. I thought that I could just sit here and talk with you and share our honest experience, what it's actually to live with cats, and especially with our cats. If I go from the morning to the evening, how does the life usually look and what kind of activities do we have, what we do with our cats, what our cats usually do during the days. Our morning starts when we humans wake up. We are lucky that our cats don't wake up us at the morning. They run to the bed when they hear the alarm going on. We have this Hobbit team alarm going on, so every day is a new adventure, at least for our cats it is. So yeah, usually William is sleeping on the bed already. He hangs around in there all night in between my legs. That's a completely other story. And how does that work and how has that happened? But he's a nice leg warmer buddy. But yeah, when the alarm goes at the morning, then Otso runs to the bed to wake the other human up. He does this air baking and purring really loudly, and for some reason they have acknowledged that I'm not the morning person, so they go to the other human and he wakes up and gives the food for the cats. And this happens around 8 a.m. It might be that some mornings it's a little bit earlier, some mornings a little bit late, but around 8 a.m. After the breakfast, usually we humans start our day, if it's a work day or if it's a weekend or some other special day. And after the food, the cats usually hang around, they clean themselves, which is really normal. After the food, cats usually go clean themselves. I don't know, maybe it's that food smells nice and they want to spread it all over the body. Who knows? Basically, after that, Viljami goes to sleep. That's basically 90% what Viljami does is sleep. That's again something I guess the deaf cats do, and that's our experience. How does the deaf cat Viljami handle it? And we can do another video completely different where I can explain more about the deaf cat life. But Otso and Nasu, they are kind of, you would say, normal, no special traits like Viljami. And they usually either sleep or they play a little bit. So they do this chasing around each other and chasing the positions. First Nasu, then Otso, and then they do a little bit fighting together, like a play fight. You know, they look funny and they do this crazy jumps and parkour around the walls and everything. Once that is over, usually the cats also go to their places. They have their favorite spots around the house where they love to sleep. Then they sleep basically until the food comes around. They are that smart that they usually know when the food is coming. They understand the routines that we have. So the next food is kind of like a late lunch. It's around 2 or 3 p.m, somewhere between those. And usually around that time, Otso is the first to remind us that now is the food time. And then Nasu follows, and it's 50-50. Sometimes William is sleeping, sometimes he's awake. And then we just give them the food and they enjoy it. And again, the same thing repeats. So they clean themselves, go to sleep. Usually after the late lunch, they all sleep. And we humans do our things. Basically, that's the quiet hours of our household. Yeah, and sometimes, again, Otso is awake. He's the most hyperactive cat. And he's just a domestic cat, nothing breed or anything, but he's awake a lot. And still don't know why, but he's hanging around a lot and bothering us quite much during the day. That's fine, but sometimes a little bit annoying because he comes to rotate between us humans and like does this meh, complaining. And even though you would play with him or give him treats or give him some activity, he would still like come right after that again and continue it. Who knows what that behavior is? I guess he just loves to be around us and make us notice him. But anyways, that happens multiple times during the day, the Otso thing, Otso rotation, I guess you could call it. Then basically after the quiet hours and everything, during the evening usually the Roomba goes around, but cats don't really care about it. They just leave it alone and we do our things and it cleans. Then at around 8 or 9 p.m. there is again our late dinner for cats. Again, it's the same thing as for the late lunch. They kind of know when the food is coming, and for the dinner everyone is awake and knowing when it comes. They have been getting like a little bit earlier with that. They come to the island that we have waiting for the food, and around this time I usually give the like medicine thing for Williamy. It's basically this one vitamin that he's lacking of, so I give that before the food. And then we again give the food and everything is fine for a moment. After the food, time is around 8 or 9 p.m. and we have done this habit for cats that during the evening we will have a mandatory play time for the cats. So we play at least once a day, usually more than that, but at least once a day before we are going to sleep with the cats. The goal of the playtime is completely exhaust our cats. So they are, after the game time, they all are laying and don't want to do anymore. They just want to sleep. They know it too, so it's the same with the food time and the playtime. So they are waiting right above the cabinet where the toys are, and they wait until we actually start playing with them. And sometimes they are sitting there for like a half an hour just waiting for us to complete our tasks for the evening, but they are just waiting anxiously for us to play with them, which is fine. They just sometimes are a bit early for the play. After the food and the playtime, cats are usually pretty tired. We are starting to also be tired, and basically how the evening goes is that I go first to the bed. Usually Williamy runs after me, comes to the sleep, and he stays in the bed the whole night until the morning. Usually Otso sleeps also until the other human comes in the bed, but Nasu is like never in the bed. She comes, check that we are there, but she usually leaves, and she has her favorite place in this chair at the island table, where I believe she sleeps most of the night. We are always saying that she is the cat guard, making sure that no robberies are coming or anything, so she's making sure that. Basically then we all go to sleep and then the next day again starts. That's a really short recap of how does our normal day look like, what do we do, and yeah, if you have any questions about the life with cats, please ask in the comments. If you are interested to know more about life with cats or any specific topics, let us know in the comments. So thank you for listening and check out the next video.